What is going on? I am Anon Moose, aka super tired, grumpy guy. Late night last night, pre-coffee War Factory. War Factory is not something that is super sought after anymore. A lot of you are managed to take it down on your own, or you've just switched off the main base and you've moved on to warships. But you know what? We're going to keep plugging away. This War Factory looks like a lot of work for low levels. This is going to be a tough one. You're going to have to spend a lot of troops, very, very likely to take this down. Simply because we've got lasers right in here. This laser's in an awkward spot off to this side. The rocket launcher's off to this side. And more importantly, this laser right here is going to be a pain in your derriere. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to get rid of these 3 rocket launchers to start with, simply because this laser beam right here is going to be a pain. So if we can get rid of 3 rocket launchers with Sparky, it's going to make things slightly, ever so slightly easier. So let's just get into it. I'm going to use all of my extra gunboat energy, assuming I have any, on that back laser that's in there, and then we will carry on my wayward son. Let's get a mark right on there. Everspark might step out. Nope, she didn't. Fantastic. Now, oops, oh man, I forgot to push the button. I was too busy flaring things, so I looked down and hadn't pushed the button yet. As I said, not had coffee yet. So now we're going to flare this rocket launcher right in here. And then we are going to do our best impression of a double hack. Hopefully it comes off. There is a shock blaster right in our face. Did not get it and wasted the GBE. So not off to a flying start whatsoever. So now let's get rid of this laser as best we can. Obviously, we have low-level artillery, low-level barrage, so we're not going to be able to get rid of that. Max-level players are simply going to be able to barrage and artillery the core and not have any concerns here. That is not going to be us on this one. So going to be a little bit difficult for sure, but we are going to clean this up, and that was not a good way to start at all. Probably should have started hacking from outside the shock blaster's range, but you live and you learn. So there goes that. On this, I'm going to get rid of the shock launchers on this one, because I don't think that I'll be able to double or triple hack, I should say, or double hack into a third one, simply because of the fact that all of those shock blasters are going to not like that. And as soon as we lose the delay, shock blasters ruin your hackings, unless you can throw critters in there. And I don't have critters because we're only HQ18. So as soon as that smoke expires, that second hack is going to light up. We're going to push the button, and 2 shock launchers go down. I do not recommend re-smoking. Bad things will happen. There's a bug where your troops will walk, or Everspark will walk out of the smoke, and just not good stuff at all. So don't do it. Double hacking is so easy, unless you're trying to re-smoke. It gets more difficult when you're trying to re-smoke, but that shouldn't be a problem. Now, we're ready to get going. I'm going to make sure that this rocket launcher right here, I'm just torn right now. We need to clear all of these mines in here, and then I don't even know what to do at this point. There's a whole bunch of different options, and none of them are super great. So realistically, let's just make sure we mark this laser, because we definitely want to deal with that later on. Maybe we can actually just artillery that laser, and then we can clear that whole right side, maybe? Don't really know. Let's give that a shot in a second. I want to quickly survey the landscape. We've got 3 more attacks. I think 3 more. Okay, so that's not bad. We've got a whole bunch of GBE over here that we could farm, as long as we get rid of that sniper or send some troops after that sniper tower. There's a whole bunch of GBE over there that we could farm, and then get rid of that laser beam. So that might be an option. The other thing is, if we can get rid of that machine gun right there, good things will happen as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to park Everspark right about here. I'm actually going to park her there, and typically I wouldn't throw the extra flare, but what I want to do is I want to see exactly what she's going to target when I push that button. I just lost the... Nope, lasers did not turn. So I'm going to push the button, and you see she actually targets the rocket launcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to damage that machine gun. What I should have done is flared the machine gun, but that was not me being super smart. And then we're going to do a double hack here, and we're going to get the rocket launcher, and we're going to get rid of that machine gun. That machine gun is not in a great spot. That's kind of our kill zone. This machine gun over here is also not, I mean, I shouldn't have done that. I'll say that straight up. I should not have hacked that machine gun, because we could have just gotten rid of it through normal means. So that was a dumb maneuver, and now I have to pay the price. So all of our troops are going to flash kill. I'm going to throw one more smoke right about there, just to make sure that all of our dudes, ladies, oh man, I am not doing well today. So now I'm going to put them all into harm's way. I'm going to have to shock that flamethrower, because I was trying to be clever and it did not work out whatsoever. So now that that's done, we're going to wait until that smoke or that flare is almost done. Then we're going to back off, just getting the heck out of the flamethrower's range, hopefully. And now we're going to farm some GBE and hopefully get rid of this laser. Now, why I'm getting rid of this laser is because it's right in the way, and you see all those factory supplies right in front? We can't get too close to it. It's just not possible, not ideal. So what we're going to do is just use some troops, farm over here. A lot of the times I try not to use any troops, and today is not the day for that. Wait 48 minutes or 36 minutes or whatever it is, get your troops clearing, pick up some free GBE, and you will definitely reap the rewards. We're going to get one more barrage. I'm going to hold off for a barrage. We should be very close to it. What's that? 2 more factory supply crates. And then hopefully we can take down this laser, which is going to set us up for our next hit very nicely. Let's retreat now. Don't need to lose any more troops. That laser is almost gone. At that point, we can walk up to the core without a heck of a lot of difficulty. There's still going to be a lot of things going on, but hopefully things are going to be cleared up a little bit. We got 2,000 diamonds, all from being in a fantastic, amazing task force. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of this laser right here, hopefully getting rid of the mortar as well, simply because mortars are a pain in squishy troops' backsides. And now I probably should have brought brick, because brick would have made everything better on this attack. But you live and you learn. I need more coffee stat. Unfortunately, my kids are all busy and my wife is at work, so there's no coffee to be had. We're going to park right about here, right in the lion's mouth, lion's den, lion's something. And then in a second here, I'm going to flare this laser right there. We're going to shock all of the big things around us. I'm going to shock that second shock blaster as well, just because why not? And now clear all of the things. This is goal number 1, just clearing all of the things and then backing away slowly. So that shock blaster back there, also going to be a problem. So let's just use all sorts of gunboat energy on that shock blaster. And then we can at this point come back in here and farm some more gunboat energy. I typically don't like to do a lot of farming, but there's just too many things going on here, and I've been making it more difficult than has been required the last little while. So we're just going to get rid of those lasers, get rid of that shock blaster, and then just come back in here, hang out a little bit, let our critters stand out in front, get some extra gunboat energy, throw it all on top of that stuff. And now I'm about to run away. Let's throw one more artillery, hoping that it lands before our troops get back on the boats. Yes, it did. And now it's time to finish this puppy off. This was not pretty. This was not fantastic. You can copy this and improve upon it without any difficulty at all, which is kind of nice. Anytime I pull off absolutely perfect attacks, it makes it more difficult for people to copy. So doing it before I have coffee, there are some benefits. Now, this laser, not going to range unless we go over where that shock mine is, so I'm actually going to leave that shock mine there as a reference. I also could use the building health building as a reference, but nonetheless, let's keep going. These rocket launchers on the left range where that shock blaster is, so we're just going to stand right where that person right there was standing. But we need to deal with all of the microwavers first. So I'm going to throw this barrage onto here. We're going to get rid of that shock blaster. And then at a later date, we're going to get all of the microwavers and cannons and things. So we're now in a perfectly good spot. Going to use one smoke landing, even though brick dropped on the wrong side. Those corners are never super friendly. Should have probably not dropped there, but I'm not overly concerned. We should be able to shock all of these buildings. Nope, missed a cannon. Now, why I'm not using Everspark here is because of that laser back there. If we were to use Everspark on this attack, the laser would get drawn in and bad things would happen. You don't want to attract the ire of the laser. It's a bad idea. And now at this point, what I'm going to do is we are going to keep watching our positioning. We're going to get back over to this side. And why we're getting back to this side is because we need to get rid of that microwaver and the machine guns ASAP. Brick is going to go off and die because, again, Brick likes to do brick-related things. And we're going to get one more shock, hoping to get rid of that last bit of stuff. That machine gun, I mean, this base is already dead, but we might as well try our darndest to get it as clean as possible. And now our troops are in this little tiny kill zone, just hanging out. Those ones on the right-hand side, trying to get their best into laser range. And after, what is that, 10 minutes of complete and utter panic, we managed to take down War Factory. That was not a pretty one. That was not fantastic hits by me whatsoever. Let's switch it up. We're going to come back with a maxed account, see if we can't solo this. Actually, I'm going to do 2 attempts just because I want to give warriors a shot, because anytime there's a base that can be hit by warriors, you need to give it a shot. So I'll be back in just about 6 seconds. Stick in your seats, hang around, be right back. Okay. I'm not sure if it was 6 seconds or not, but it was pretty darn close. Let's have a look here. What I want to try to do here is just try to do something different, which was I'm going to try to use... last week we talked about those lasers and how you can use them to your advantage. I'm going to try and do the same thing. We're going to try to use Bullet and his taunt and all zookas. Now, this is not something that is likely to go well. This is likely going to be a massive failure, but War Factory is all about being able to try things in a low consequence environment, I guess is probably the best way to put it, because if you screw up, it really doesn't matter because you have lots and lots of attempts. So I'm going to go like this. What we're going to do is we're going to try to shock Bullet behind that machine gun, have him show first, and then we're going to get all of our zookas to pop out, and I'm going to have to keep that microwaver shocked. It's going to be a complete and utter mess. I'm willing to bet this is going to be a complete and utter failure, but I'm okay with that at the same time. So we're going to get our troops in here. We're going to lose a couple zookas just like that, and then we're going to walk right to there. This is going to be a mess. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have to shock all of this stuff, and then we're going to flare just like that. So Bullet should show first. If he actually does or not, I don't know. We're also going to have to shock over here, and now we're just going to have to wait. See, all those lasers are going to shoot at Bullet. All of our zookas are sitting there without anything shooting at them, except for all of the rocket launchers that are about to come unshocked and that microwaver. So not bad. I definitely could have been better, but it's something you should give a shot, because shocking Bullet is an incredibly useful ability that works well on PvP and NPC, I guess. More importantly, on operations. So let's give that one more shot. Definitely didn't go quite as I had hoped, but we had lost the delay. And if you don't know what the delay is, I had someone comment and asked earlier today. Thank you for reaching out and asking. It is the most important thing in Boom Beach history. So now what we need to do is get that shock right there. Almost shocked Bullet. Oops, almost forgot to flare the core. This is not going well this time whatsoever. Need to shock right there, and maybe over here. Bullet is not going to save us. Bullet is shocked. So lesson number 1 in shocking Bullet, you need to actually not shock him, because otherwise his taunt, you need to shock him in place or lock him in place, but you can't shock him, otherwise your taunt is not going to come out. He obviously can't throw a taunt while he's shocked. Attempt should have stuck with attempt number 1. Now, all you max level players out there's only 500,000 health, so you can just do this. If you're just not feeling it, if you have no interest in it whatsoever, you can very, very likely just artillery and barrage it and take it down without many concerns whatsoever. So that is attempt number 2. I gotta say, the first attack in attempt number 2 was decent. After that, just complete and utter failures. Next up, let's try one more. I'll be back in a sec. We're gonna do something a little bit more fun or interesting or something. By the way, yesterday I mentioned get a second account, set yourself up, build that account up, and this is another reason why it's just incredibly useful, because you can try all sorts of ridiculous things, and it just adds to your fun. I mean, being able to do War Factory 3 times if you choose to, or 0 times if you choose to, it is a nice option to have. We're going to bring some medics in here, and then we're going to bring Bullet, and hopefully Bullet's going to tank everything. I don't have a plan for this at all, but we are going to bring energy drink, and then let's get going. I just had, what is it, Max from Brawl Stars pop into my mind about energy. Anyways, let's keep going. We're going to drop Bullet somewhere that he draws all of these lasers, probably on the right-hand side, and then we'll drop all the rest of our troops over on the left-hand side, just again showing how Bullet can be amazing. The problem is the medics. The problem is these medics are going to be a complete and utter pain. So what we're going to do is just let Bullet hang out over there. Bullet is going to draw all of those lasers, and then once we get a little bit closer, we should have to drop a couple different troops, probably right about, they're not troops, shocks. See, those lasers are just completely and utterly infatuated with Bullet. So keeping him over on the right-hand side is just fantastic. I highly recommend dropping Bullet over there, letting him just hang out. Now we're going to bring some medics in because I've got some damaged troops over here. And then we should just be able to work our way towards the core slowly and carefully using all of these troops. Now, Grenadiers probably not super useful for this attack. I just bring them out of habit because they clear mines. You probably don't need to bring any though. So next up is going to be the problem of that laser that's behind the core. I don't know if we're going to be out of its range or not, but as you can see here, we're just walking towards the core. This is so much easier for high-level accounts. Bullet still just tanking all of those lasers, all of those rocket launchers, and at some point, hopefully we're going to have one more shock, or our medics are going to stick around and keep things going. But again, look at Bullet. All the lasers targeting on him, all of the troops over here just crushing the core, crushing all of the buildings nearby, and just no concerns whatsoever. That laser behind the core is a low-level laser, level 1, and so our troops are just going ham on the core, taking it down without any difficulty whatsoever. All we need to be concerned about is if Bullet gets into the blind spot of that rocket launcher, but by that point, hopefully this core will be done. So nice, easy solo walking up. Yes, I know there are many ways to take it down, and I very rarely remember to do bombardiers, but as you can see there, low levels struggled mightily. Max level just easy solo walking up the gut. So and then with that middle fun attack in there. Lots of ways to do War Factory. Let me know which troops you use, if you brought Grenadiers or not. Grenadiers could probably take it down and have a little bit more health than Bombardiers, but Bombardiers have so much accuracy, so it's just so much faster. Anyways, that's all for me. Time to go get a coffee and maybe have a nap. I shall talk to you soon. As always, thanks for coming in and liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all of those chores that are out there for you guys on the YouTube land. As always, thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT.